The first few weeks of the year set the tone for your growth, focus, and success for the whole of the year. And this week, we are shifting the gears from reflecting on 2025 to planning for 2026. So this is focusing on goal setting, optimizing your marketing, and building scalable systems. Hi guys, welcome back for episode 43. So it is the 1st of January 2026. Very exciting. Looking forward to a very good year.
So 2026 is definitely going to be a year where we're going to grow exponentially.
Yeah.
The first topic that we're going to talk about today is why starting the year with a plan matters. Why that matters. Before you do anything, you need to start with a plan. You need to have a plan in place, understand where you're going, as it'll help reduce overwhelm and allow you to focus your effort. So at the start of the year, it's easy to feel pulled in a million directions. I mean, it's even like that right throughout the year, not just the start.
Yeah.
With new projects, marketing campaigns, and client demands. But a clear plan can help you prioritise high impact activities instead of reacting to every task that comes your way. And a good example of this is instead of juggling 10 small initiatives, you focus on the 3 to 5 that actually help drive growth. And you can do that as well by getting the team to get around you and help you, even if that means getting some VAs and things to do some of the lower level stuff.
Yeah. And aligning your team in the operations is a must, especially like in 2026. You want to make sure this is something you're focusing on, because when your goals and your priorities are, clear, everyone in the business from marketing, sales to operations know exactly where to focus their energy. So it's going to reduce that duplicated effort, missed deadlines, or miscommunication between the different departments. And a great example of this one is marketing campaigns that align with sales initiatives, ensure that leads are nurtured efficiently without any friction.
100%. Now, it also helps drive proactive growth rather than reactive problem solving. So businesses without a plan, you'll find that they often spend the year putting out fires rather than strategically pushing forward. Planning allows you to anticipate the challenges, allocate resources much more wisely, and create systems that prevent problems before they even arise. An example of this is mapping out marketing campaigns, content in advance. You can avoid last minute scrambles that often result in poor quality outputs.
Another reason why starting the year with a plan matters is the psychological benefits of clarity and structure. So it helps reduce that decision fatigue. Knowing what matters most frees your mental energy for high value decisions. It increases your confidence. So when everyone knows the plan, you feel more in control and capable of executing that plan. It improves productivity. So structured planning provides that roadmap for everybody in your business. The work flows logically rather than randomly, and it enhances creativity. So ironically, constraints and structure often give space for more strategic, creative thinking because you're not constantly reacting to that chaos.
Planning isn't about rigidity. It's about giving yourself the freedom to act with clarity and intention. And that's why the psychological benefits, the clarity and structure help immensely. It's almost like sometimes when you're working away on a project, you feel like you're hitting a wall. If you just take yourself out for 5 minutes, walk around the building, take a dog out for a walk, whatever it is you're doing, it can just help you push forward and just give you that bit of break, I suppose. And
Bit of downtime for your brain to recoup.
that's right.
Yeah.
And also, what you want to do is you want to be able to set clear business goals. Now, what you should do is introduce smart goals, which is aligned with specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Now, what we'll do is we'll break down each component with examples. An example of a specific goal is increase online course sign-ups by 25%. So you're being absolutely specific about what that goal is trying to do. It needs to be measurable. So you track that via a CRM on monthly reports, weekly reports, however it is that you need to track those. The third one is achievable. So based on last year's growth, 25% is realistic. Is it? Is it not? Really depends on the business. The fourth one is being relevant. So it supports revenue and brand awareness. So the goal needs to be relevant to whatever it is your overall strategy is. You know, what your overall goals are for the business, where you want to take it in the next 12 months. And the fifth one is time bound. So, target setting for quarter one in 2026, for instance. So it needs to be time bound. And that's basically, setting a time limit, I suppose, on some of your goals of when you expect those to be achieved.
Yeah.
Now, the importance of prioritizing 3 to 5 key goals is to avoid diluting the effort. So focusing on a smaller number of goals keeps your energy and resources directed where they matter most, rather than just being scattered. Trying to work out where you go, what you need to do, where you need to be, what goals you're working on now, or 3 to 5 key goals is much better than having too many, because too many can spread your team thin, showing progress, slowing progress, and reducing impact. So prioritizing those 3 to 5 goals provides clarity, accountability, and a higher chance of success. And a quick tip to ask yourself, which goals will move the needle most for my business this year? That's what you should always ask yourself. So when you're setting a goal, ask yourself that. Is it going to help you move the needle for your business?
Yeah. When you're setting those goals, you really want to understand where you want your business to be in, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever that may be, and really focus on making sure that you're looking at the statistics and the analytics to ensure that it's going to be measurable and it is that SMART goal.
Yeah, 100%.
So the next thing is optimizing your marketing plan. So you want to audit your current marketing channels. What worked in 2025 and what didn't? Especially now as we start off 2026, it's very important to see what worked and what didn't so that you can make the correct changes that's going to set the trajectory for 2026. You want to identify opportunities to double down on high performing campaigns. So, if you did some campaigns that performed really well with your customers, then that's something that you might want to set your efforts towards more of those high performing campaigns.
Yeah.
And if those did better than one of the other ones, um, maybe we reallocate that budget into the high performing ones because that's going to generate the most ROI. Now, you want to align your marketing with your brand story, your positioning, and your customer experience. So, we've actually done this in episode 36 and 37. If you haven't watched them, go give them a watch. I'll link them down below. You want to focus on the channels that generate the results, not just activity. So, while it's great that you have 50,000 followers on your Instagram, if they're not interacting with your content or they're not turning into clients or rebuying from you or, you know, selling your business for you, then that's not where you need to be prioritizing your time and your money. You need to be prioritizing your time and the money where you're going to get the most ROI, because that's where you'll eventually start scaling. And some examples of optimization strategies that you can do is repurposing content across all platforms. So if you have a podcast, you can clip that up into little clips, post that on TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, Facebook, Instagram. Or if you have blog articles, you can take those snippets out of there and retell people over Instagram and Facebook. You want to automate follow-ups in email or social campaigns. Now, this is a big one, is automating the follow-ups. You don't want to manually be putting in your calendar that this time next Monday, I'm going to send an email to Derek from Adonis Media to get him to contact me. It needs to be a case that's all automated, so it takes your time away from doing the low-level stuff. So you're focusing on bringing those clients in and focusing on that client retention as well. Last one is testing new offers or messaging with small scale campaigns. So in 2026, it's awesome to really look at testing what works with your audience. Now, don't just test anything and think that it's going to work with your audience. You need to really understand your ICP first to understand what is going to resonate more. And then you can A B test different messaging and campaigns from there.
And what you can do as well is you can build systems that help your business scale. in the long term. And you can do that by defining repeatable processes across sales, marketing, and customer service, so that you're not continually doing the same thing over and over and over again, because that doesn't scale, especially if it's a human that's doing it. A lot of low level, repeatable processes can be automated, not just with AI, but even just with building software or utilizing good software which can help you do that. Some of those tools and automation include CRMs, project management, templates, automated reporting. So if you look at tools like Metamorph OS application, or you could use something like HubSpot. Got other smaller systems like CRMs and project management systems as well, like Monday.com and Asana and all those other systems. Delegation and team empowerment. You want to build processes to help the team, so the team can operate without constant oversight. And the benefits of this is it reduces errors, increases efficiency, and frees time for high value work. Some examples of that includes like sales follow-up sequences that automatically nurture leads. We do all this already for our clients. Marketing content calendars for consistent publishing. Obviously, a calendar is one thing, actually scheduling it and things is another. And our Metamorph OS system will be able to do that, utilizing your content and media within the platform, and then where it will automatically select content based on where your business is heading around your brand story and ICP, and it'll automatically schedule and publish posts on your behalf. And there's another one like onboarding templates for new clients and team members. These can all be automated. Now, systems themselves can help reduce stress and enable scaling without burnout. And I can't stress enough how much building systems can help you scale your business. It's having systems in place that allows businesses to scale exponentially. And that's why Amazon and all the big businesses that we've come to love, and Nike and all this kind of stuff, they've built systems to take orders on Amazon, or Amazon essentially is taking orders, massive warehouses which are almost run by non-humans, bots and machines and all this kind of stuff, and it just helps remove the human element, I suppose, in a lot of cases, because unfortunately humans are more error prone.
Common pitfalls when planning for growth. So that's setting vague or unrealistic goals that are impossible to measure. So if you're only generating, say, 300K a year, you're not going to be able to get to 5 million within the next year. It's a bit unrealistic. You need to work your way up in stepping stones and really understand your analytics, and project realistically for what you can do for the next year. 5 million may be achievable in maybe 3 years or 2 years for you, but next year might not be so. The next one is overcomplicating your marketing and processes instead of simplifying and focusing on what matters. Next one is ignoring key metrics and failing to track progress. So this is a huge one. Even when, we do lead attribution for our clients, we always ensure that we know where everything's coming from. So whether that's the website, Facebook ads, Google ads, referrals, everything gets tracked so that we can understand where our efforts need to be the most and where we need to invest the most money to get the biggest ROI. Next one is lack of alignment across your teams, leading to wasted effort. This is a massive one as well. When your teams aren't aligned, we've done a podcast on this as well, so I'll pop that down below. When your teams aren't aligned, you spend more money, you spend more time, and you just have that duplicated effort that can be reduced so that everything is seamless from one team to the other. Next one is relying solely on intuition rather than data and feedback. This is one that I've had personally happen to me once, when I had a client who said, "Oh, well, this is what I like, and this is my opinion. I want to do this." But the data and the feedback showed that that was not the correct way to go. So we had to go with what actually was going to generate them more ROI. You need to ensure that you're looking at the data, because the data doesn't lie. It doesn't. Just because you like something doesn't mean that your ICP is going to like it. And you're targeting your ICP, not you.
Okay, so this week we have some actionable takeaways for you to do. The first one is take the time and set 3 to 5 clear, measurable, smart goals for 2026 and communicate them to your team. Even if that team is just yourself, go through the process, write them down, put them up on a board where you can see them every single day. I can guarantee you, you'll have that vision and it'll be so much easier for you to achieve them. The second thing is to audit your marketing plan and focus on the highest ROI activities and delegate some of the other activities to either software or get your team members to help you push the needle forward. The third thing is map and implement systems that allow your business to scale smoothly. This might be harder if you're still looking for a tool set. If you want to grow exponentially in 2026, drop us an email, get in touch. Our system can definitely help with that, as can our processes. The fourth thing is schedule regular reviews to track progress and adjust your strategies. So you need to be tracking, and you need to be testing, and you need to be adjusting things to make sure that you're on track to meet your goals, your SMART goals. And finally, use storytelling, consistent messaging, and operational alignment to reinforce your growth plan. So make sure you're speaking to the ICP, make sure you're always talking about your story, make sure your message is consistent right throughout all the different channels that you're using to speak to your audience, and make sure your operations are aligned to reinforce your growth plan there.
Awesome. If you found this podcast episode valuable, drop us a like down below on the video, give us a follow, and next week we'll be diving into how businesses can work smarter and grow faster by using the right software. So we'll show you how the tools you choose can streamline your operations, supercharge your marketing, and give you a real competitive edge. Plus, we'll also be exploring our platform, Metamorpho and how that's helping businesses scale more efficiently than ever before. So you don't want to miss that one. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you.
Guys, bye bye.
Bye.